Okay, so this is the Thrustmaster T300 RS, recently returned from the shop. Here's the tape on the base that indicates, I guess, that they did nothing with it. We observed the same exact behavior as before. It doesn't power on. Maybe if we left it plugged in for a long period of time, it randomly would power on briefly as it did before. It's possible at the shop that maybe that's the behavior they experienced and they immediately returned it the same day. But it seems unlikely, and in any event, that wouldn't be very thorough troubleshooting. So, okay, here's our device. As you can see, here are the connections in the back. Here is the power supply cable. It goes down into an APC. I've tried taking it out of the APC. I've also tried plugging it into different ports in the APC. Because inevitably someone will ask this, we'll go ahead and demonstrably unplug it from the APC and plug it right into a wall outlet, right? Because again, we know that, I know that inevitably someone will ask that we do so. Okay, so let's circumvent that and take it over to this wall outlet. Bam. Okay, so plugged into a new wall outlet. We are taking the USB cable, right? USB cable from the back of the device, and we will plug it into our PC. We'll try a USB 3.0 port. Again, no signs of life on the device whatsoever. Okay, so let's try USB 2.0. USB 2.0. No signs of life on the device. Recommended procedure: depress these two buttons, right? And with these buttons depressed, this will be tricky to arrange. I'm going to see if we can't videotape ourselves pulling the cable out. I don't know that we can really. Okay, cable is out. And now this is really going to be the hard part. Set this down for a second with L3 and R3 still depressed, as you can see. Plugged it back in and release. And nothing. Okay, so we were told last time use a different PC. Fine. Even though we had already informed the tech that we had plugged it into the PS3 and PS4 that are located over there after switching the power, the selector setting, which as you can see is indeed on PS3, which is correct for the PC. We tried that last time to no effect. Okay, so they said try a different PC. Okay, fine. Let's try it in our lovely M1300 laptop. Right, plugged into that USB port. The only one, so you know it's directly on the motherboard. And of course, still zilch. Alright, so let's do this again. The firmware loading procedure, right? The bootloader procedure. Depressing R2 and R3. And it's going to be nauseating to watch. Sorry, guys. Plugging this back in again. Okay, we're plugged back in again. Still depressing these buttons. And release. And nary a sign of life. Okay, so let's look at Device Manager. I'm plugging this again. We'll go back into the regular desktop and move all of these various accoutrements out of the way. Plug this from the wall. Plug it back into the power supply so it doesn't, plug it back into the APC rather, into the UPS so it doesn't get into our way. And again, this is what it's been plugged into, so it's had surge protection of a pretty high grade all along. Okay, so I will Subsequently, log into the PC at this point. And let's take a look at this. There's probably easier ways to show this, honestly, but okay. We're going to go to Properties. You can go to Device Manager. And this I find to be pretty remarkably indicative of what's going on here.
Who used this toilet?
Let's see. Is this going to be a...
Well, I guess P went. Only P. Only P, Connor. And I'm leaving the toilet seat up.
Well, it's certainly not Bluetooth. Normally I would think it would be like a video game controller. So let's look here. Nothing. Right? Absolutely nothing. It's just not registering as a system device. Right? Not here. Just not here. Yeah, there's nothing. So, okay. We have the Thrustmaster utilities installed. Here they are, right? So we can try and launch the control panel, right? Doesn't show up. So if it doesn't show up, right, what are we supposed to do? You know? Okay. Let's look at the...
Mommy? What?
Let's look at the... firmware update service. Okay, sure. Please plug in a device you wish to update.
Are you serious, boys? Right now.
If it wasn't obvious, this device is not powering on. It's not getting power supply. Now, one key difference, you did not have us send in this power supply, right? So I don't know. I mean, maybe there's an issue with this cable. I will give you the benefit of the doubt and believe that somehow within the 1 hour or so since you received delivery of this at the repair center, before you spun it around and said it was done and sent it and shipped it back out, which is about how much time there was between those two messages, by the way. Maybe you plugged it in using the power supply that you had and it worked. But clearly there's no signs of life from this thing. So it seems awfully likely to me that nothing was actually done whatsoever. Thank you.